Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. As you no doubt know, Reddit has banned MGTOW and MGTOW philosophy from its platform, and all the leftists and the feminists out there are crowing about it. But MGTOW really hasn't gone away from Reddit, as there's still a lot of MGTOW content on Reddit, even though now it's dated into the archive section. So looking around, I found this. As you can see, it's reddit.com and it's subtitled MGTOW, and it says a succession by economic crisis affecting women more than men. Now these are all links to various articles from 2020, probably before the ban happened. As you can see, there is a lot of them. Now most of these articles are not exactly MGTOW related, but they do have feelers towards the MGTOW philosophy. But the main article is about how this pandemic is affecting women more than men, and how MGTOW men will probably soldier through it better than women. As you can see, apparently there is nothing left in the world which affects men more than women. Man loses children and all his wealth to his ex-wife, women most affected. And it's a bit derogatory in some posts. I do not agree with that, but the one interesting bit was this. It says there was a clip on New Zealand's largest news show last night showing like 10,000 jobs have been lost due to COVID-19. 90% of them are women's, and I laughed. Now that is an indication of how the economic crisis is affecting women more than men. Now women, when they lose the job, they always have the option of getting married to a guy and becoming a housewife, and if she's a nasty bitch, she can divorce him later on and take off his stuff. Hence the philosophy of MGTOW, men going their own way and men seeing the danger in that. So Quora has also got no qualms about MGTOW questions, and as you can see, it says how many men would have to go MGTOW in order to severely impact the dating market, which it seems that MGTOW is in effect affecting the dating market. And one of the replies was this guy, Jamie Essep, professional mistake maker and long light watcher of people. In other words, he's a troublemaker with an opinion. And he says, I believe it already is, or at least starting to. And for what it's worth, I'm very critical of MGTOW incels and other similar movements. Well, it's not a movement. MGTOW is a philosophy. They used to call them confirmed bachelors. No, there are plenty of people who think that MGTOW community is just a bunch of angry, useless guys who nobody wants to date anyway. No. What's that comment? Come on. Yeah. You can read that yourself. I more or less divided MGTOW into three distinct groups. The first is guys who have gotten screwed over Western courts in regard to things like child custody and spousal support, that we all know about. It's also the group who stated it. The second is guys who read about this and a lot just want to protect themselves. In other words, they see danger. And the third is basically who have little or no experience of dating at all. That would be me. Some of these guys identify as MGTOW before they're even 20 years old. But they would rather make a conscious decision to check out since they can't get romantic interest from women than to join an incel victims group. But many of these men, i.e. who checked out the dating, are very highly qualified or high quality individuals who have degrees and or great jobs or careers, are active and healthy, many have their own businesses, etc. There seems to be a common idea that many of these groups are just a bunch of deadbeats, which is a common misconception for MGTOW. Further, if you look at the current dating scene and how many women constantly complain there are no decent guys out there, what about these guys? you can fairly quickly see the effects of a movement like MGTOW, it should be a philosophy like MGTOW, on modern dating and partnering dynamics. Simply put, if a bunch of people from either gender are completely checking out of the possibility of having long-term or permanent relationships, it's not a good thing, and it probably should be taken more seriously. Well, all the leftists and all the feminists, they don't take it seriously. They think that MGTOWs are all a bunch of deadbeats, when we're not. And various answers to that question. It's there. I suspect it would be a hell of a lot. Increasingly in the dating pool, it seems that eligible women are self-segregating themselves to smaller and smaller pools of desirable men, i.e. the 80-20 rule. I imagine that process can continue for quite a long time before we hit a kind of crunch point. And on and on and on. But it seems MGTOW is having an effect on the dating market, and with guys being less affected by the pandemic than women, women can't go into the dating market because men are going MGTOW and they're not bothering to date women. So you see, it's sort of working round in a circle to what I originally decided to do on this channel, and that is to have a look to see how MGTOW is affecting the real world economy. Because if men are not dating, men are going their own way, men are buying things for themselves, then all the things associated with the marriage industry going south, as well as all the things that associated with the jewelry industry, as in engagement rings, are going south, and all the associated things with marriage, as in catering and honeymoons and all that, are going south. I live opposite a church, as I might have mentioned before, and I can't remember seeing a wedding. It's been months, if not years. It used to be a regular occurrence, but it's just not happened for at least the last 3 years. So MGTOW must be having an effect on the dating and wedding market, as well as MGTOW being more resilient than women, which is being affected by the pandemic and women losing their jobs more than men. Sorry, this is a bit iffy, but it's just something I found playing around with words, and I thought I'd bring this to your attention. I think this video is getting close to the 10-minute mark now, so it looks like no matter what the feminists and the leftists and all the other associated crowds in those two camps say, MGTOW is starting to affect the Western world, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's sort of coming to a crunch point, where if this pandemic carries on, the economy goes south, which it looks like it's going to do sometime in the future, a great reset, economic crisis, then women are going to have the bad end of the stick, and most of them, especially the feminists, have only got themselves to blame. Anyway, I think that this video's gone long enough, so I'll leave it here. Right, people, you know the routine. Link, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it. Bye-bye.